Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. This is Rob. You guys, I just got this deck, the Circle of Doors Tarot. Literally, I just got it. I wanted to sort of go through this deck with you guys. It is completely new to me. They contacted me from Circle of Doors and they asked me if I would feature it on the channel, and I said, okay, let's do it. I don't want it to be a biased video or anything like that. I want to tell you exactly how I feel about this deck. I want to go through this deck with you and show you this deck. This is basically how I'd like this video to be. So let's uncover this deck together. Now, I've already opened it. I've already looked at some of the cards. I haven't really gone into detail. I haven't worked with it or anything like that. So it is just as new for me as it probably is for you if you've never seen this deck before. And so what I can say about this deck is it's inspired on the divine femininity. And so it is a feminine deck that I already saw, that I read a bit. Here is what the back of the box looks like and how it reads. Pause your device and take a read at that. And so the box opens up like this. It's beautiful inside. I have to say that presentation is really nice on this deck. So it is black, so if you don't like fingerprints, then you know you're gonna have to watch out, because you are gonna get some fingerprints on this. But it is a beautiful box. It closes with the two magnets here, and it comes with a really nice book. And this is what the book looks like. Circle of Doors Tarot, created by Anne Stavley and Jill Sutherland. The guidebook is written by Brian Duffy, and the book is pretty complete. I've already taken a glance at it, nothing else. I haven't really read it, but you know, the printing on it is really nice. It goes right into the major minor arcana. It does give you a little bit of an introduction. So here, invocation, introduction, how to use this deck. Then it goes major arcana, minor arcana, the cycle cards, and then the suit of keys, the suit of cups, the suit of knives, the suit of shells, and about the creators. So it's pretty complete. This is what you would expect in a book. Some of them have spreads. This one doesn't seem to have a spread, but anyway, here you get a picture of the card, and here you get the description for this particular card. So pause your device and take a look at that if you like to read on that one. As I said, you guys, this is all brand new for me. I've sort of taken a look at it, but not really. This is what the inside of the box looks like. Really wonderful presentation when it comes to this deck. I really like it. I like the presentation. I love how they've combined the gold with the black, and the font is really nice. I like the materials that they have used for the box and everything. So I'm a big freak when it comes to presentation, as many of you know. But this deck certainly does feed my needs for a good presentation. So these are the cards, you guys. And if we compare it to the boardless edition, this is how much bigger they are. So they are bigger, as you can see, wider and longer. They have this linen paper, which is really nice. The paper is thin, but still it feels nice, and it's got that linen paper sort of surface to it. So it looks really beautiful. This is the back of the card, and they are gilded. They're beautifully gilded in this gold. And of course, I don't know if it's going to chip away or not, because I haven't used this deck at all. It is brand new to me. When it comes to shuffling, this deck might be on the hard side, because it is a much longer card than, you know, your normal tarot would be. It's already hard for me to hold this deck. That's going to be a problem when it comes to shuffling this way, which is the way I want to shuffle. So for this deck in particular, I guess I'm gonna have to shuffle from up to down, or because any other way is not gonna work. These are beautiful cards, actually. I do like the paper. I do like the way they feel. They're a bit on the thin side, but nevertheless, here are the pictures, you guys. Let's go through this deck together, because I have looked at some of the pictures, but not at all of them. So I thought we would just do this together. This one is the Fool. I think they have worked with photography here, so This is the Fool. This is the Magician, and I did see this Magician before. I find this image to be a little bit discomforting, at least for me. You see here, she's got lace on top of her face, and I think this lace is making her look weird, sort of like a zombie-like. You see the eye, and I don't know. I'm not into this picture a lot. So this is the Priestess. This is the Goddess. Pregnant there, very pregnant. It looks like somebody was trying to write a postcard. Matriarch. So as you can see, some of the names are different, right? So I think this deck was, here I read, all of these photographs were created in ritual. Each muse called to embody the timeless expression and message of each card. So, Circle of Doors is the voice of Goddess in all her forms. This is our offering to the divine feminine within us all. May these photographs and words invoke your highest inspiration and call you to walk fearlessly towards your dreams. So, that kind of gives you an idea, right? This is the Witch. And of course, all of the minions would be in the book. And as I said, the book looks like it's a really well written. So for example, here's the Witch, which is the one that we just saw. Reclaim your power. Your blood carries the rhythms of the sky and the songs of the earth. When you speak, the spirits of the ancestors speak through you. A witch is a caretaker of the oldest rituals that bind life together. By dancing in the ecstasy of nature's wordless poetry, they bring redeeming light to the dark corners of the world. So it is kind of like, ritual sort of, this is a deck that I would say is already very specific on the type of reader that it wants to attract to it, right? Because it's a divine feminine, and it has to do with rituals, and the way that they have written the book also sounds to me like it's directed towards one group of people. So it's a very specific deck here that I am showing you guys. This is the Chariot. So off the bat, I would say that this is a very specific deck. It knows exactly who it needs to talk to. And this is Justice. And I for myself, and probably for me, I would not be using this deck very often because it seems like it's very specific. So this is the Hermit. It seems to me like if you are familiar with the RWS, or if you have started with the RWS, this would be rather, this is the Wheel of Fortune. This would be rather maybe not so easy to read because the pictures are not really relating too much to the typical RWS. This is the Strength. Well, that sort of makes sense, right? It's like what's inside of her head. I guess that's what's making her. I don't know much about rituals. I love tarot cards. I love reading tarot cards. I think if you like rituals, and if you consider yourself a witch, if you're into rituals and that sort of thing, I think this would be a perfect deck for somebody that really identifies themselves or that is interested in that. I'm into tarot cards. That's my thing. I'm not into many other things. Death. And this Death card, by the way, is pretty cool. I like it. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. That's pretty cool, that Tower card. That's the first time I see it, actually. I think it's really cool. It looks like the Empire State Building. It looks like he's falling from the Empire State Building. It looks like she's looking at it from another building and she's crying. Interesting. The Star. This is a very nice Star card. The Moon. Also a really cool moon. The Sun. I feel when I'm going through this deck that it's really very, and I keep going back to that because I think it's very focused on a group, and I think that this deck is very specific for that. And so I think if for anyone to probably want to get this deck, because this is something that you study, because this is something that interests you. It could be also that you get it because you just love the artwork. So I like the artwork. It wouldn't be my everyday to go deck, that's for sure. And I do appreciate the artwork in it, and I do appreciate all of the artwork that this artists go through. This is the Ace of Cups, you guys. And here you get to see the name of the card, and here you get a word. Two of Cups, connection. That looks really cool. Three of Cups. Four of Cups, benevolence. Five of Cups, grief. And they are in black and white, as you can see, so there's really no color, which makes it a little bit darker. I like the images. They can seem a little bit confusing to me because things are sort of not focused, and there's a lot to look at as well. I find the images interesting, but I don't know if I find them relatable in a way that I would do a reading with this deck. It would have to be a very specific reading, I tell you that. This is the ritual for the 9 of Cups. Then you have the 10 of Cups. It's a newborn. The Maiden of Cups, which is the dreamer. You have the Mother of Cups, which is the giver. The Maga of Cups, which is the poet. Crone of Cups, which is the healer. I like the keywords on it. I think it helps. Ace of Keys, illumination. So I guess that's the Ace of Swords. The 2 of Keys, discovery. Yeah, that. Or the Ace of Wands, sorry. These are the wands then. Yeah. The 3 of Keys, the doorway. The 4 of Keys is sanctuary. The 5 of Keys is struggle. You see, there's so much to look at, and I really would have to look deep into these cards to really start to describe what I'm seeing, and this video would take forever, you guys, because there is so much to look at. This is the 6 of Keys, or the 7 of Keys, or are the keys the cups? It could be that the keys are the cups. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm new to this deck. I told you. The 8 of Keys, which is courage. 9 of Keys, possibility. The 10 of Keys is burnout. Maiden of Keys, the seeker. Mother of Keys is the teacher. So what is this deck evoking in you guys? Is it something that you see for yourself? Could you see yourself using this deck? You have this deck. Do you know this deck? Is it really calling your eyes? Is it something that you're thinking that maybe it is for you? And if it is, let me know. I would love to share the website where I got this deck. You guys can go in there and you can look for yourselves if it's something that really attracts you. This is the Ace of Knives. Knowledge, so of course that would be the Ace of Swords. This one is the 2 of Knives, choice. This one is the 3 of Knives, dark mood. 4 of Knives, stillness. But I was saying, you guys, if we really wanted to get into these pictures with you and start talking about what I see and what I don't see in there, it would really take a long time. So I don't want the video to take so long. I want to sort of give you a view of what these cards look like, and maybe I will try to connect a bit more with this deck, and if I do, then I'll relate a little bit more to it on the other list that I will do, and maybe this deck will come up again. I'm sure it will come up again, but you know, this is sort of the introduction of this deck to the collection. This is a new deck to my collection, so I wanted to share it with you guys. We're looking at the 9 of Knives here, which is despair. We are looking at the 10 of Knives, which is resurrection. So yeah, there's a woman there with, you know, dressed in with feathers, and there's many knives there. Maiden of Knives, the challenger. I'm telling you, I'm looking at these things and it's really a lot for me, so I could really talk about one card for about 10 minutes, and I think you would all probably would leave so fast that I'm not going to do that. So we're just going to look through it and you can get a good sense of what this deck is all about. Crone of Knives, the scholar. The Ace of Shells, prosperity. The 2 of Shells, harmony. Of course, shells would be cups. We're dealing with water here. 3 of Shells. And I kind of like the shells here. It's got a little bit more of a bit of nature on them. And so this is the 4 of Shells, security. 5 of Shells, hunger. Hunger. Huh. Interesting. The 6 of shells, gratitude. That's sort of a happy picture. The 7 of shells is patience. The 8 of shells is mastery. Okay. But once again, you guys, I see that this deck is really specific for a group. You know, there's not a lot of inclusion. One sort of a character, whether it's from the younger side to the older side, but it's a female. It's most of them are female, not most of them, all of them are female characters, and that's fine. It's a female deck. But, you know, it kind of just, I think, excludes a lot of other people. So it's not very inclusive. It's a very specified sort of a deck for a specified group of people. Crown of Shells Keeper and Maga of Shells Believer. And or maybe not. Maybe it is really for everybody. I don't know, you guys. I'm open to everything. You know, this is one of those decks that I'm going to have to get acquainted with, and we're going to have to work a little bit closer with each other and spend a little bit more time with each other so I can maybe relate to it, or maybe not. We'll see if we connect. At first sight, it looks like we're gonna have to spend some more time together. So I'll tell you guys after a while how it's going with this deck. I'm gonna try it out, I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna be open to it, that it doesn't matter. I'm just going to give it a chance like I give every other deck. And so I'm going to do that with this one. It wasn't connection at first sight, but maybe it will be like one of those late bloomers. So you guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and until the next time.